What's up guys, Husto7, and today I've got a video from the Titanfall 2 technical test, and specifically talking about changes to the pilots from Titanfall 1. So one of the first changes that I want to talk about involves some movement, and this is that you cannot hang on the wall by default anymore. In Titanfall 1 you could wall run and you could just aim down sight and start hanging. Well, now that's available as a perk or whatever you want to call it in the kit slot 2. So you can't just wall hang by default, and so that's something that's really interesting and was not something that I was expecting, but there you have it. Now the next thing I want to talk about is pilot customization. So it seems like your pilot actually has a different look based on which tactical ability you pick. So you can see there are 5 tactical abilities here available in the technical test. It seems like there will be 6, so I'm not sure what the final ability that we don't know yet is. But you can see that if you play as the hollow pilot, you actually look like a pilot, and if you play as Stim, you're like a robot. And so that's kind of interesting because it seems like if you don't want to play as the robot, you can't use the stem or you can't use the grapple. And I like this guy right here, the cloak, but I don't really like the way he looks. Cloak is probably my favorite pilot ability, but I think it looks a little weird that he's got that camera thing hanging off of his shoulder or whatever. So I understand why they did that. It's so that you can see what your enemies are using, and you can try to come up with a counter strategy right away. And that's a good feature, but it lacks customization, and it kind of doesn't let you play the way you want. I know for me, one of the perks I loved using was stim and grapple, and I just didn't really like playing as the robot. It just seemed weird, and I just didn't like the way the footsteps sounded. I just didn't like playing as the robot. So it might seem like a small thing, but this is a change, is that you can't customize what your pilot looked like. And if you remember in Titanfall 1, you could choose male or female. And again, there was no really customization, but if you had SMG or the smart pistol, you looked one way, and if you had the sniper, you looked another way, and if you had the LMG, you looked another way, etc. So that added a little bit of customization to it. Whereas in this, it seems like the customization is solely based on the tactical ability that you use. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is your HUD in-game as a pilot. So let me go ahead and do a freeze frame here so we can take a closer look at some of the things that are going on here. So first thing, you see that you have your Titan charge meter on the bottom left here. And one quick note to change is that if you played in the week 1, you did not get any charge time over time. However, that has been fixed. I'll talk about this in the Titan changes, but it is important to note, since I'm highlighting this, that you do get charge over time for your Titan. You do get more charge for playing the objective, but you should get a Titan pretty much every game, even if you're just camping or not doing anything, because it does charge up over time. Now, one thing that I think was a little confusing for people is if you notice on the Titan charge, you can see that there's one line that has a little up arrow that's about 75% of the way through. And that's actually how you activate your special ability. In this case, it's amped weapons for me, which is another change from previous game. In Titanfall 1, amped weapons were burn cards that you used. It doesn't seem like burn cards have made a return to this game, so again, this is just a technical test. It's a limited build. I'll have more information when the final game releases. But as of right now, it seems like there's not burn cards, and you can actually get your amped weapons by waiting for your Titanfall to charge to 75%. That's how you can activate the spider mines. That's how you can activate your amped weapons, and then when your Titanfall charges to 100%, then you can actually drop it in. You've got your left and right bumper here for your ability and your pilot ordnance. So that's the same from the last game, but one major change is that now you have unlimited grenades. So if you look closely at the grenade indicator on the HUD, you can see that I have 2 lines, and that means that I have 2 grenades available. Well, if I throw both my grenades, which I'll show you in a gameplay clip here, you'll see that actually I empty my grenades out, but they will start recharging, and you actually get your grenades back over time, which is a great feature. This, along with the unlimited ammo, which again I'll play the clip out here so you can start seeing, are really great changes. Because if you want to actually play the objective and bounty hunter attrition, you actually want to kill some of the AI that's running around, you need to have lots of ammo and grenades to do it. So I personally love the fact that they gave you unlimited main weapon pilot ammo and unlimited grenades. So your grenades just charge up over time, and you don't have to worry about again using burn cards like unlimited grenades or anything. You can just keep throw in them as long as you're patient and wait for them to recharge over time. They will recharge when you respawn. You'll get them both back, and that's great too. And you'll notice that while I'm shooting, I can reload and reload and reload, and I will not lose any ammo. Now this is not true for your secondary ability, your anti-Titan weapon or your pistol. That is not true. Those do have ammo counts, and I'll show you me running out of my charge rifle, and then I just can't use it anymore. So there you have it about that, and that brings me to my next point, which is that in Titanfall 1 you could carry a primary, a secondary, and a Titanfall, anti-Titan weapon. In Titanfall 2 you can only choose one or the other, so you take a primary and then you have to choose between a secondary or an anti-Titan weapon. Now, I just talked about a feature that I love, a change that when they made the unlimited grenades and the unlimited ammo. This is a change that I do not love. I am not really thrilled with the fact that I can't take a sidearm and take an anti-Titan weapon. It just limits the versatility. Again, from a gameplay perspective, I understand why, because you kind of have to choose if you want to be more anti-personnel or anti-Titan, but I really hope that Respawn changes this before the game launches and that they allow you to take both, because I love being able to be, to be mobile and to get lots of pilot kills, and also to get lots of, Titan dupes in Titanfall 1. That was a big part of my playstyle, was running around the map. So that's not a very good change in my opinion, and I hope that that gets edited or fixed before the game releases. So I'm going to show you real quick, because this is relevant in the gameplay. You can see that I've got 4 shots left in the bottom of my HUD with my charge rifle. I'm taking out some Titans here, and I'm going to actually shoot all remaining ammo for my charge rifle, and when I try to switch to it, you'll notice that it doesn't refill or anything, it doesn't recharge over time. I am out of ammo. And in Titanfall 1, you could jump into your Titan to refresh your ammo, so I wanted to see if that would work. So here I'm going to jump into my Titan. My Titan's currently in a doomed state, but that shouldn't matter. But when I jump actually out of my Titan later, it does not refresh any of my anti-Titan ammo. So that is not, you can't refresh your grenades, or you can't refresh your anti-Titan weapon ammo like you could in Titanfall 1.
Engaging Titan. Powering up primary weapon.
Now, another major change in this game is batteries or power cores and how they work in your Titan, and specifically what you as a pilot need to do. But I actually went ahead and made an entirely separate video, because this was just like, it had a lot of information, and this video is already getting a little long as it was. So go ahead and check out that video if you want to see about how the batteries or the power cores work, because that's a major change from Titanfall 1, and it has a lot to do with how pilots work on the map. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is rodeoing, which is, again, a pilot ability that is very much changed from Titanfall 1. In Titanfall 1, you could rodeo an enemy Titan and just start shooting into their, little core area, and you can actually kill the Titan by downing it. In this game, you can no longer do that. If you jump on a Titan initially, you'll pull a battery pack or a power core out of the Titan, which you can actually deposit into your Titan. Again, check out my video where I cover that more in depth. But in this game, you actually just can't, you jump on the Titan and you rodeo it, but then you jump off, like a second later. You'll either jump off with the battery, or if you jump on and you already have taken out a battery, you will throw a grenade in there, which will do massive damage to the Titan, but it doesn't guarantee a kill. So you can't just hang out on top of an enemy Titan and shoot it until it dies. So there you have it, guys. There's some ways that pilots are changed from Titanfall 1 to Titanfall 2. There are some other changes, but I thought these were some of the more major ones that I wanted to, highlight. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something. If you did, be sure to click that like button and subscribe to stay up to date on all of my Titanfall content. I have a couple videos coming out about the Titanfall 2 technical test, including the battery and power core guide. This one about the pilots. I'm also going to be having a video come out later today about some changes to the Titans. I'll be talking about the weapons and abilities. So be sure to check out that video. And like I said, I'm going to be picking up this game probably on launch day, so I'll have more information for you about the actual full release of this game. Are these changes going to stay? Are they going to make any changes to these changes? Are they going to update anything when the full game releases? So be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of my future Titanfall 2 content. Thanks so much for watching.